breaking news here on Dawgs. Jared Wilson, who had been committed to Georgia before he committed to North Carolina, has come back to commit to Georgia tonight, Monday night. It's early August, and it's already flip season for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. This is something that Matt DeBerry wrote about on Sunday at Dawgs, and here's a link to that story right there. All right. The biggest thing here, I think, is that now if you're Georgia, you're starting to get going again in the recruiting trail. This is the time when Georgia has focused traditionally, Kirby and them, on getting more kids, okay, as commitments. So that's the question: is this going to continue for the Dogs as August goes along? We don't think that. We don't think that there's another commitment that's so far away, maybe from further away than North Carolina. But you're getting a kid who's about 6'4", 320, 330. So like a big Sam Pittman type guy from West Forsyth, North Carolina, which is kind of a little bit in the middle of the state up there. And Brock Vandergriff and company are going to need someone to pass protect and to road grade, I guess you could say. But now you've got three kids in the offensive line, Morris Fairchild, and you look around and you say, well, who's next left that's out there? And it's Mims from Bleckley County. That's the guy that I think Georgia has been after the most for the longest time. But you're starting to see, an offensive line that's not just big but gifted. Now, Wilson's going to be one of the least high rated of the group. He's a sort of a consensus 3-star guy. But I'll tell you one thing about offensive linemen. It's not that you never know. It's just that the development of offensive linemen, that can really change over a 4-year period. These are big guys that are playing in a small space. A running back, to develop that person, that's a little bit different situation. Same thing with receivers and tight ends, and to some degree, DBs and safeties. But linemen, that's a spot where you can really, honestly, that's a spot you can really develop players. And Matt Luke, who is, relatively young, obviously in his early 40s, and has done a heck of a job creating keeping the momentum that Sam Pittman started in 2016, and he continues to get very good football players. The challenge for him and Kirby is going to be Mims. It's that simple. If they don't get him, that's failure for this class. We've got a long way to go here. Even if they do get him this fall, Mims, you got to keep him, and this is just such a wild time right now that it's just difficult in the recruiting world because there's a lot of uncertainties. But the one thing here about Wilson, like Carolina has really started to recruit pretty well. And that's something to keep in mind. Like, North Carolina, the Carolinas of the world, that section, those two states, got pretty good kids. Todd Gurley comes to mind just off the top of my head. A.J. Green. So those are two of the best players at Georgia in the last 10 years have come from the Carolinas. So it's been good to Georgia. We'll see how good, over time. I want you to take a look at this article that we wrote. It's right here. It's the one that Matt wrote about yesterday. You're going to want to definitely check that out. He was talking about it being flip season. There's your chance to read about it.